We have had 3 discussions on insurance, particularly crop insurance. I hope you now have a good understanding of the subject. In fact, this should be a matter of great pride to you. Believe me, I have seen that most people in big cities or in highly skilled jobs do not clearly understand this important tool for managing risks. Today we will see the practical application of the concepts when we discuss the crop insurance products developed especially for you.
This is great. We are very interested to see how the basic concepts of crop insurance have been used in the products designed especially for us.
The products that I want to discuss cover the main risks faced by you in production of mango and grape. But before we go into the details of the products, it would be useful to talk about how these products have been developed. I remember that during our last discussion, you had indicated that the process of designing crop insurance does not actively involve farmers. Thus, there are mismatches between what farmers want and what is offered. Based on your input, we have tried to develop crop insurance for grapes and mangoes using a participatory process that involves farmers at important stages of product design.
We really appreciate it. I noticed that some of our fellow farmers were part of the crop insurance development process.
Thank you. I would like to assure you that your participation is the first important step towards developing farmer-centric crop insurance. The idea behind involving farmers closely in the design process was not only to seek your vital inputs as target customers, but also to help you recognize your central role in the crop insurance programs of the government. The genuine interest and cooperation that you had shown during the design of crop insurance products needs to continue for the next 2 to 3 years. This is the only way we can have a crop insurance model that genuinely fulfills the demands of the farmers.
I'm sure that the active involvement of our fellow farmers would have ensured that the crop insurance products for mango and grape are more useful. For our benefit, can you please share how the inputs of our fellow farmers have influenced the design of these products?
Of course, we found that almost all the farmers demanded a crop insurance product that offered payouts based on their individual losses during production.
I think you had referred to such insurance as indemnity-based crop insurance.
Aha! I'm glad that you could recall it correctly. The demand for an indemnity-based crop insurance by farmers is understandable. But we have to understand that fulfilling it is difficult, especially when there is no historical data or practical experience of implementing such a crop insurance regime. However, in 2 to 3 years, as we gain more experience, it might be operationally and financially feasible to implement an indemnity-based crop insurance schemes for high-value crops such as grapes, mangoes, pomegranate, vegetables, etc. But I have a question. Does that mean that it is currently not possible for us to get crop insurance products that provide claims based on our individual losses? You will be happy to know that both the government and the insurance company are serious about offering you what you demand. Rather than ruling out the possibility of offering crop insurance products with indemnity-based payouts, we have developed a hybrid product that combines the advantages of an index-based insurance and an indemnity-based insurance.
But you have not shared the concept of a hybrid product with us during our earlier discussions.
That is the beauty of the participatory product development exercise which we followed this year. Only after we saw the overwhelming demand for indemnity-based crop insurance, the experts from insurance company and the government started to look at ways in which we could meet this demand of farmers. A hybrid product has made it possible to address the demands of farmers and the concerns of insurance company in a fairly balanced manner.
We remember that there are practical challenges in ensuring low severity losses through indemnity covers. How does the hybrid insurance product combine the two?
Let me put it simply. This insurance product has a switching trigger, wherein the claims are determined based on the weather index till the weather index crosses a certain threshold or exit value. If this threshold is crossed, the crop insurance product will switch to indemnity-based payout, which means above this threshold, the payouts are determined on the basis of individual losses for the insured peril. The use of weather index for low severity losses makes the product address the concerns of insurance company and the government. And the switch to indemnity ensures that the product meets farmers' demand for payout based on individual losses. Can you tell us, how is this threshold for weather index arrived at? Are they very high under the hybrid products of mangoes and grapes? Great question. For this year, the threshold has been determined on the basis of inputs from your fellow farmers and local crop experts. The weather index based crop insurance products of previous years were also referred to modulate the threshold or exit values. While there is no way to categorically state if the threshold is very high or not, I can assure you that these values have been discussed a number of times among farmers, insurance company, government officials and experts. So there may be cases where your crop may have actually suffered substantial losses, but the payouts may not be based on individual losses. But on average, we believe that the threshold value is a fair reflection of the threats faced by farmers.
We fully realize that you want us to exercise tolerance for errors. But a weather index cannot assess damages from all sources. What are the perils that this product will provide coverage against?
Yes. Another unique feature of the hybrid product is the concept of a base cover and top-up covers. While the base cover is a mandatory component of the crop insurance products, the top-up cover can be included based on the interest of the farmer. The base cover ensures unseasonal rainfall during sensitive crop stages, such as flowering and fruit emergence. The top-up covers aims to cover uncontrollable perils that have large and verifiable impact on production, namely high winds, hailstorms, and major diseases of mangoes and grapes. The crop insurance design based on base cover and top-up cover will provide a farmer the freedom to choose what risks to retain and what risks to transfer. This enables greater control over how much to spend on the premium of crop insurance.
Okay, but how will payouts be determined? Is there a benchmark against which losses will be calculated?
Great question. The payouts will be determined with reference to a minimum assured yield or guaranteed yield fixed by the government in the insured obli. All estimation of production losses shall be done with reference to this guaranteed yield. The final payout will be made in accordance with the yield estimated by an expert team during the pre-harvest survey. In addition to the pre-harvest yield, the final payout shall be based on additional photo and video data captured during the crop health and farm monitoring exercises during the coverage period.
But there can always be unique abnormal conditions that might affect a particular farmer. Do you account for that?
We do understand that there may be high production losses that affect only a particular farm and not other farms in its neighborhood. The current crop insurance product covers losses from perils which are of high intensity and are uncontrollable. The loss suffered in an insured farm should be supported by similar loss experience in nearby farms, even though the magnitude of losses may vary slightly. A farm will be considered an abnormal case if its provisional yields appear to be lower than the average yields of its 4 neighboring orchards by more than 20%. If such a case is detected, the estimation of provisional losses and payouts will be directly referred to a higher level committee. This committee will then carry out a more detailed assessment involving the concerned farm in order to arrive at the applicable payout.
I think we understand the procedure by which the payouts will be determined. Is there anything else that we should know about payouts?
You must remember that whenever more than 80% production loss has been assessed under any single cover or combination of covers, further insurance coverage under the entire policy shall end. Also, whenever a certain proportion of sum assured becomes payable under a cover, the sum assured for the other covers under the entire policy will get reduced by the amount that has become payable. But I have a question. Is there anything that we are expected to do to facilitate this process? Of course. You are our eyes and ears on the ground. All of you must inform the insurance company about the harvest dates of your insured farms so that recording and measurement of your yields can be organized. Also, any indication or occurrence of losses due to insured perils must be reported to the designated phone number of insurance company within 3 days. Your timely communication about potential or actual losses will not only ensure trouble-free claims assessment for you, but would also help us improve our databases so that payouts are more accurate in the future. Please remember that all communication with the insurance company should be to the designated phone number using your registered mobile number.
We will inform the insurance company in time. But what happens if a farmer forgets to inform the insurance company about these things?
The success of this insurance program depends on the correct and timely availability of information. I'm sure that all of you appreciate that and will not jeopardize its viability. However, if any instance of non-cooperative behavior, manipulation, or any misreporting of production is detected, it can lead to nullification of payouts under the ongoing policy coverage. It might even lead to your ineligibility for coverage under subsequent crop insurance pilots.
I think that will ensure that no one forgets to provide timely information. With all of these systems and our cooperation, are we guaranteed to get the payouts that we think we should get?
Despite our best efforts, the assessment process will have some subjectivity and our assessment may not always match yours. Over time, with better data and more experience, the differences are likely to reduce. But there can be no guarantee of this. But we can all try our best to fulfill our commitments towards a farmer-oriented crop insurance system. For us, that means acting fairly and reliably to honor your claims in accordance with the agreed terms and conditions of the insurance contract. And for you, this implies accurate and timely reporting. We both have to ensure that there are no malpractices on anyone's behalf. Over time, I'm sure that the insurance products will help you to focus only on increasing your productivity while leaving your worries about uncontrollable losses to the insurance company.